tonight, and I'm going to be accompanied by the wonderful Yaz Fentazi. The first piece I'm starting off with is called Criminalize Me, and I wrote this because I've struggled for a very long time with the idea of being able to write about the loss of human life in 140 characters, or to show it in a picture in a newspaper, just for mass consumption. And I think we've gotten far too used to seeing ugly things every day and not reacting to it. Are you disturbed enough yet? Perturbed enough yet? Watch that ripple across, expand and protract across pain, across someone else's pain. Ain't enough to get you cross, because it's theirs. And this is yours. And you have learned the discourse of disconnect, the language of disrespect, to the core connect, and the base intellect that says love thyself. So, are you horrified about it much? Are you concerned about it much? Does it move you? Tell me this. Do you wonder how the flesh feels torn, scorched from high impact, high precision, high speed, combat, missile, bonbon, wrapped and button, pressed and compact? The same baby, born by the same mother who felt the same need for love and for life's thread that wrapped her cord to the mother cord, and the mother cord, discord on a scale of loud to deafening, packaged as random, delivered pretty to someone else's home. So, can you feel it beckoning, the hum of reckoning? Because it is always, yes, it is always someone else's home. Always someone else's pain and someone else's gain. Always someone else's pain and someone else's gain, until, my friend, until the day it's your own. So the next piece is one of the very few love poems, and I say love, but it's, you know, it's one of the few poems that deal with romance that I've written. So it's a bit of a change, kind of lighten the mood a little bit. Beat. The sun is woven into my dark braids, and I long for the heart murmur, the song of the morning. Night skies chase down into dreams, unwoven, tucked between the second, the breath, the stillness. Beat. My body stretches into the heavens, back snapped and I half underneath, half afloat. Reach to mark the indents of the sun, marked sky, passion scorched, stolen. Stolen, I whisper to the world in remorse. Beat. My eyes are sewn onto my heart. The lashes, planted pikes, landmarks that once touched skin, sway inside. They sway inside, tumbling through bloodstream, tumbling through thought, through thought, through thought, through thought. I, guilty of love. I, guilty of love, have stolen the sun, hid it in my dark braids. And you plunged in darkness, plunged in the spaces between this heart and a memory. Beat. Heart, murmur, undress me, I say, the sun for my heart, I say, the sun for my heart. Give it back, give it back. I changed, have ransomed the dawn for the approach. Colored red, colored dark, heart muffled. I dissolve in the infinity. I dissolve in the infinity across the distance between your fingertips and my dark braids. Beat, beat, silence. To give you a bit of the break, I'm going to let Yaz now do his magic and play a little bit for us tonight. The next one is a poem that I wrote for Beirut, in a way because I've always struggled with ideas around identity and, well, basically, in short, you know, coming from Beirut and then living here and having to explain that to people, it's a little bit tricky. So this one is called One More Time. One more time. Dispel from me. One more time. Dissect and analyze it for me. One more time. The anger in the curly hair. Girl born outside Oriental slum. Never too far from the end of a gun. Never too far from the end of a gun. Learn the letter, learn the voice, write it out and perfect it in, then hear it out and read it right. This civilized, this the second language, and she, the accent, the color, can shake it out, blend it in, then scream it out. Messy, pretty, exotic, baptized, 11 times. So explain to me one more time the text written on and taught to wide-eyed boy born in tin roof, open air prison, shackle on ankle, manhood baked in heat and despair, labeled other. He bent and proud, he told to shoulder fear, stripped and searched, stripped and searched for traces of hope, traces of hope, pronounced dangerous. So, explain to me, just explain to me one more time the line that marks the separation, the line that sparks the perpetration. of another act of defiance. United Nations resolution, divided nations revolution. Hand out the sentence in another documentary. His life, a mockumentary. Her life, evolutionary, governed by the necessary. The scene, always cartoonish, dirty, boorish, turbulent, always accent heavy and discourse explanatory. She, not foreign, he, not foreign, not different to human, not different to beauty, not different to kindness. The validation, the explanation, the imagination of the opulent, the violent, the petulant, ignorant, in need of education, salvation, democratic elimination, systematic alienation. So, do not explain it to me. She and I and he and we speak liberation because freedom needs no explanation. Freedom needs no justification. So really, just really explain it to me one more time. This one is called Yafa Lemon, and for those of you who've known me, know that I have a particular attachment to Yafa because my mom's from Yafa. And lemon because, well, I think we need a bit of a different color sometimes. And it's really dedicated to all the women who really fight for freedom in every little thing, in every single act that they do, every single day of their lives. Voice, faint, like underwater pulse, pulse, muted, reverberate through my eardrum, drum, through, down, through, windpipe, down to heart, beat, skip like life, blinking away, blinking back, fear, blinking back, muffled memory, noise, distorted, blinking back, tear, hot, across cheek, across chest. Your lipstick is too red, you said, and I, naked, muted, but for lips, was chained by the hips, my mother's hips, my grandmother's hips, my grandmother's hips, and your words crawled down my legs like slithering beings alive. Deconstruct, reconstruct the life executed at the world stage. Politics, human condition, confession over coffee, fume-framed face. Exile is a state of rigor mortis of existence. Resistance. I said my yearning is not nostalgia, and my motions are more than seduction, more than the step to a home, to a warmer bed, away from home, away from hope, shed over skins, shed under skin, bled out of vein, bled out of being. I said, I heard your voice, loud like the roaring of blood. Water broke through womb, crushing out the thought through throat, through fingers. Child made woman, child made woman through years, made woman through tears, shaped woman through hands of a mother and stories of a mother. Yes, I said, my lipstick is identity, is statement, is declaration, is red, is woman, is Palestinian, is woman making freedom, and woman making life, making bread, making men. And I, mother's life, plucked from Yafa's oranges, squeezed into my lips. I drink and grow. I plant my feet into the ground, into my life, and I, proud, plant my own fruit. Lemons, not oranges. Yafa, lemons. A la revolution, brighter. A la revolution, stronger. Woman shade. And yes, my lipstick is red. And really it was more of I needed it for my own sanity, because I had a lot of people who were asking me about how I felt about what's happening. And my problem is that you try and tell them, and then after 2 seconds you can tell that it's, glazed over, immediate disconnect. They don't really get it. Or they try and get it, but then you feel like maybe you've shared a bit too much. So it's called, I offer this an apology. When identity is synonymous with sadness, and death is knocking on your neighbor's door, and your friend's home, and the little kid you passed by the street. When you are taught to fear your own accent, the letters rattle about in your mouth and blend in with the awkward in between, ejected out of reality. You speak an accent not yours, and you walk a little heavier, for you've just clawed at the very fabric of your being. when you've heard one too many theories and political analysis wraps around your ankles like wires in a lab for manufacturing madness, manufacturing anger like a disease. When you stack up books of stories and pictures and histories and bundle them with childhood memories, and then insist on lugging them around the 50 different houses you are going to move to and from and into and out of. When slamming doors and thunderstorms pour shock into your veins and you remember the days, maybe the months, maybe the years, when death said he would come tomorrow. And you looked him straight in the eye and said, tomorrow is still a while away. When your brain hums with radio silence, the minute a sympathetic sigh wrestles its way out of a stranger's throat, the recollection slams across their wall of indifference and shatters by your legs. When you are asked the same questions so repeatedly, you start to feel the faces blend into one and the features morph into one, and you struggle to keep up with a ping pong of adjectives you would like to pull out of your pocket just for the prestigious occasion of being asked to share your experience. Ignorant, self-interested, narrow-minded, racist, disinterested, slightly, just ever so slightly less human. When you frantically search for an echo of respite, as you feel the string of names you've lost, those you've never known and who've never known you, those connected through the belly of your mother, tighten around your neck until you can hardly speak. When you feel the overwhelming impulse to stop a random stranger on the street to ask, why is my life worth less? And do you know I've replayed my life obsessively in my mind, omitting that one single variable, that one single event which swelled and crescendoed into a black hole catastrophe. When you feel sliced across reality and your inner world, and you ooze out intensity, and you ooze out pride, and you ooze out an ache more than 67 years old, limping through each day, hoping someday, hoping somebody, hoping nobody would notice. When you bandage the wounds every morning with a promise that through your toil, whatever it may be, you will someday be returned to your mother, and she will be free, and death not pick at your feet. When you keep away the cold every night with a prayer and an apology to the sister you never knew, and will away the pain weighing down a grieving father's shoulders. And then you fight some more, and then you try and live some more. You fight some more and you live some more. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Marching towards hope, howling pain. Thank you, everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed it.